Chris Demm was just saying that there are some holiday movies he's interested in. I am starting to get interested in Nosferatu, which we talked about last week.
Did you initially poo-poo?
I did. I didn't care anything about it. I didn't know they were remaking it. I've always heard of Nosferatu, which is a vampire movie.
The original is, 102 years old
That's
or something?
right. And it only came into my realm. I didn't even know anything about it until I heard that PETA was angry and protesting the premiere in Los Angeles because they said they used 5,000 live rats and the rats were treated improperly. And so
that's what PETA said.
That's what PETA said. Oh, you said who cares?
Yeah.
Now,
why do we care about rats? Like, why are we acting like we care about rats?
Well, wait a minute now. Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Hey, God's creatures.
Well, yeah. I get that, but I mean,
all right, but they spread disease. And so
I'll stop a roach in a second.
Yeah, you stop a roach. I know.
Kill a rat. What's the big deal?
But here's the thing. Every movie, if you stick around and watch the credits, and there's an animal in it, they'll say no animals were harmed in the making of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't have that sticker, then we'll know. If it does have the sticker, then somebody's lying. Right. Either whoever the animal wrangler was monitoring the action, or PETA's just trying to grab headlines from simple-minded DJs.
Well, playing the part of the simple-minded DJ. I'm playing the simple-minded DJ in this case.
And very well.
They're
talking awards.
It's a role I was born to play. Well, it's award season, isn't it?
They're talking noms.
Yeah, yes. Well, it's an award that I am made for and a role I've been born to play. The PETA guy said that by using the 5,000 rats, they were harmed, harassed, anxiety on the rats, and that they have the same sensibilities as dogs and cats, and yet we treat them poorly because we don't find them cute or, can't be domesticated.
I don't think they were shoved. I mean, they weren't, when the shoot was done, they weren't throwing them off cliffs. I'm sure they put them back in their cages.
So the director says. The director says they were always...
You don't think the entire movie crew would have gone ballistic if they were just stomping on the rats?
Get rid of these rats.
Well, that's a rat. Who wants to kill a rat?
The director says...
It's better if you rip the tail off first.
No. The director says they were released into an area where they would thrive. So they're back out into the wild. Now, I had sort of the same thought as BB Shea. It's like, why are we releasing 5,000 rats to go and multiply?
In Hell's Kitchen.
From there, yeah. What are you doing that for? Because aren't they disgusting? Don't they spread disease? Why wouldn't we just kill the rats? The other thing PETA had a problem with was that the movie itself advances the stereotype that rats are terrible creatures, and in reality, they are not. They're not as bad as we make them out to be.
They say.
That's what PETA says. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, you go into any hardware store, you can buy a rat trap.
100%. 100%. If there's a rat in my house, I'm buying a rat trap and killing it.
Thank you.
If you drive behind any of your favorite stores, restaurants, you know what's out back?
Rat traps. Biggest rats I've ever... I shouldn't say. I worked barbecue. And out next to the dumpster, a couple of times, like in the heat of summer, you'd see enormous rats behind the dumpster. Like, oh, my God. And we had to set the traps, I mean, they're disgusting creatures. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Should they have used... What PETA said is they should have used CGI. They should have used... But the director said, no, I wanted the realism.
Wasn't in the budget.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
He said he wanted it to look more real than that.
Part of the reason why my wife... Because she was in the restaurant business, and she finds rats creepy, crawly, too, kind of like BB Shea.
Yeah.
She will never see the movie Ratatouille.
Oh, no.
The delightful animated movie about the rat who is apparently a master chef.
Correct.
And teaches this simple human how to become a great chef.
Oddly. You do feel...
It's a strange... The pitch doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you just read it.
Well, you feel like they're germy and should not be in a kitchen. Should not be in a kitchen.
Aren't they the cults for the Black Plague or something?
So they say.
Yeah.
Well, it was the fleas. It was the fleas
on the rat.
Yeah. If you do some digging, it wasn't the rats, but it was the fleas on the rats.
Well, the rats played a valuable part.
Yeah, they were They were like public transport.
Yeah.
Can't argue it. The fleas were
They
on
were
the
the crosstown buses.
It's kind of like the bat in COVID.
Yeah. The bat was...
Yeah.
If you believe
That's
that. If you want to believe that,
Yeah.
unless it was brewed up in some lab somewhere. The rat... in Ratatouille, I've not seen that movie either.
No?
And every time my kids have.
I've seen it once.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's a charming little picture.
Clever Ratatouille. I just feel like...
Not an all-time classic.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that story brought me to Nosferatu, and I've seen the commercial for it now, and I thought, this looks like a pretty good horror movie to me. I like the way that it looks. Who's in it? Is somebody famous?
Isn't Johnny Depp's daughter in it?
It may be.
Lily Rose Depp?
That's possible.
Can't be the biggest name.
I'm not sure who's in. Trouble, you wanted to comment on these rats. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I just need to say this to BB Shea. he could carry fleas, and he probably is.
All right. Now, she's an animal rights
Ouch.
person. All right, Trouble is an animal rights person. Okay, continue.
Well, I used to have rats. When I taught school, I had a pet rat in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
When my kids were little, they had a pet rat over those stupid guinea pigs that you got because they're smart. They're smart. They're smarter than most of my dogs.
All right, now you've slapped two of us in the face.
Can you get all four?
You know, I love you. You know that. I love you, and I love your husband because we know you. But you've said that BB Shea has fleas and that my animals are stupid.
Right, exactly. That is correct.
You're standing by it.
Yeah, I'm standing by that.
Okay. All right.
And I have to say, Red Rachel agrees with me that BB Shea is stupid for saying what he said about a rat.
Definitely not stupid for saying that.
Did
I
you
think most
say
people would
that?
agree.
Did you say
It
that?
is not verbatim, but maybe she read my mind.
All right. Well, you're out there on an island, BB Shea. But don't you, Trouble, aren't they riddled with disease and germ?
No, they're super, super clean. They were the cleanest pet I've ever had in my life.
Really?
They keep their crates really clean. They just potty in one section. You can actually make a little bathroom for them. Wow. They have really good depth perception, so you can turn them loose on, like a counter. At school, I would turn them loose on the counter, and the kids thought it was so funny because if you put a piece of paper or anything on their area, they'd come running over and knock it off. Like, they just keep their spot super, super clean.
Really? Huh. Wow. I had no idea.
I had no idea.
Thank you, Trouble. Appreciate you weighing in on this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, BB Shea's your mind changed.
No, not at all.
No,
Not at all.
But we do perceive them a certain way.
That's the perception.
It's possible they're
it's
not.
a 1,000-year-old perception.
That's right.
I mean, she wasn't bringing a rat from behind a dumpster in the classroom. It was probably a lab rat.
That's
I'm
the
talking about these nasty ones that are out back.
I know about out in the dumpster.
Yeah.
I know. But, if we saw a dog back there, I mean, it's as nasty as the rat. No, she
dog?
Yeah, she says they're just as clean. If we see a cat, for instance, we might try to help the cat. But rats, we immediately kill. But it's just that perception. They're not. I mean, Chris Demm said this for years. Cute animals get love. Rats and snakes and stuff do not get love. Anonymous, you're talking about movies with rats. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm a third-generation filmmaker. My family's worked on a lot of terrible movies over the last 30 years. One of them, my father did in the early 80s. It was called Deadly Eyes, and it was about giant mutant rats. And instead of before CGI, instead of giant mutant rats, they just dressed a bunch of dachshunds up as rats.
Yes.
And,
yes.
And that was what they did. They just had 30 wiry little dachshunds running around in rat costumes, and that was good enough.
Did someone have to monitor the animal action on the set?
I mean, it was the early 80s, and that wasn't really a thing. Now we have. I mean, I've done a film where we had a raccoon that they brought out from L.A. and the raccoon flew business class across the country. And the rest of us are eating like saltines from craft service, and they're like getting takeout for this raccoon. So things have changed. Things are better for the animals.
100%. Yeah. God, great story.
Crazy.
Wasn't recently we were talking about Friday the 13th, that movie that was made in 1980. Thank you, Anonymous, which I'm a huge fan of. And they kill a snake. There's a scene where they kill the snake. And it's definitely real. I mean, the snake is real, you can tell, and they chop it up. And I think media guy Craig called us to say that the animal rights person, the handler of the snake, was really mad because he didn't know they were going to actually kill it, and they did. I had always, honestly, I thought they ad-libbed that scene, that they found a snake and thought, let's throw this in, because it's a red herring. The guy that kills the snake has like a maniacal look in his eye, so you think he might be the killer. Because at first it's kind of a mystery as who's doing the killing. Later it's Jason and all that. But when he does it, it makes him look like he could be stark raving mad, So I thought they might have just ad-libbed that scene. But they did have a snake guy there, and he was really upset when they killed it. Because he thought it was just
okay, we're done with the shot here. Your snake did great. Can I have him back?
No. In pieces.
Would you like to stop by the craft services?
I may have seen that movie, Deadly Eyes. I think I have, because there was a movie I saw as a kid that had a bunch of rats that were, I remember reading, they were dachshunds. They were little dogs.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they made them out of little dogs. And I think there's a movie called, I think it's called Of Unknown Origin, where there's one rat in the house, and the guy drives himself crazy trying to get rid of the rat. And it's a pretty good movie. And late in the movie, they find like a nest where the rat has protected his nest, and that's why he's so crazy.
I want to say that in maybe the most famous rat of all is Willard. But I've never seen that movie all the way through. That was, what, 1970, 71?
Yeah. I've never seen it. Did the Michael Jackson song come from it? Is that
the song Ben came from the film.
Yeah.
And it's like a man he kind of strikes up a friendship with this rat named Willard, I think. Or maybe Willard makes him do crazy things. I can't remember even the details.
I've not seen that either, but
other than the Ratatouille and Willard,
they're not treated that well in movies. Will you see Nosferatu?
Nah, I'm not into it. No.
Even now that you know the controversial backstory.
I'm definitely not watching it.
Because of the rat.
By the way, the other actors include Bill Skarsgård. They're of the many Skarsgårds.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, as BB Shea said, and Willem Dafoe was in the movie.
Oh, Willem Dafoe. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Academy